Hello everybody, this is Barbie. I'm back here today to show you how I do my little snippets. It's pretty straightforward, but I know I had several questions about that particular subject. So I thought I'd do a real quick one. This is what I just got through making. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put some a few pieces of lace, etc. down, kind of show you my process. There's a little bit of method to my madness, but not much. I mean, totally you can do whatever you want to do on it. But I ran out of these little snippets. That's what I call it. Snippet tags, actually, is what I call it, or snippet tabs, not tags, tabs. And I like to use them on my tags, etc. So let's go ahead and get the process started real quick. Now, I thought I had grabbed some fabric here. I better grab some that I need real quick. Thought I had it all done, as you know how that goes. Okay, I like to use a little bit of some kind of a print fabric just for interest. So something like maybe that. And maybe I've got some of that already. There you go. We'll just use those two because I'm only going to do a couple of the, just to show you the process. Okay. Maybe I'll use a bit of this. This is some cheesecloth that I dyed. Maybe I'll put a little bit of that in there too. Okay. Okay, basically what I do is I start out with some little triangular type cuts. And I like the triangular cuts just because it gives it a bit of interest as far as how you lay it down. It's not all one shape, in other words. So just be random about it. Don't worry about it. And I may cut as well. I may cut some little long strippies too, or I may have some little long strippies that are already cut and could put those in there too. But for right now, we're just gonna cut some different size pieces. Now I may go ahead and cut a big piece and then cut it down smaller, just for quick, just to be. And I'm going to leave some that are a little bit bigger where I can always cut them down. So that's going to be my print pieces. Okay, when I start out, I usually use the art glitter glue just to hold everything kind of in place, and then I will sew it down. But I don't know how these would work if you don't have a sewing machine. You could hand stitch them down, just with a simple hand stitch, you know, in and out, that would work fine. So basically what I like to do is start with like maybe some pieces that don't have a lot of design to it. And let me make sure I'm in frame here. Yeah, we're good. So I've ripped a piece of tea-dyed old curtain that I have, which is a cotton, kind of a heavier weave. I like this just because it's got, it's not too flimsy, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And when I put these down, just random, it's not a big deal. I do like to space it in between a bit because I'm going to cut these apart. And so I just go on down the line with some basic colors. I don't like to use that because that's the color I've already got on there. So we'll just use this color here. Like when I was doing these, I had some different colors. But again, like I say, it's not a big deal one way or the other. You just go down, slap you some glue on there, and then put you a little base color or base fabric on. A lot of times I let them hang off, if you noticed. which is just gives it some interest. Okay, so now we've got this color on here. Uh-oh, I think I'm gonna have to sneeze. Hold on. Just a minute. Oh, excuse me. We've got all kinds of allergies going on around here. All right, next thing to do is we need to get some sort of lace down. Now the heavier lace I like to put towards the bottom. So let's just use this heavier lace. It's an old doily I cut up. And again, I just run along here like so and throw the glue down. Yeah, right. And just slap it down. It's fun to do. It's something that you can do quickly. And you'll have these little tags done before you know it. And they're just wonderful to use in all of your, for your tabs on your work. I love them anyhow. Okay, so we got that all done. Next thing, what are we gonna do? Well, we don't want to get this too awfully thick. I got a couple of these like that one. They're kind of on the thick side, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put next layer down. Let's use some different colors here. Let me see. There you go. I hope everybody is well and having fun today and crafting in their craft room. I got out here early this morning. Well, it's early for me, put it that way, because I had this idea I wanted to get done, and so yeah, I didn't want to lose any time. So I thought, well, I might as well go ahead and show you, because I had some ladies who had asked me about kind of doing these little snippet things. Okay, so now you can see there is kind of a general nondescript fabric on the bottom, some lace next, some printed fabric next, and then next I'm going to put on something that is a lighter like that you can still see the printed fabric through, but it kind of makes a nice touch to have that lace on top. Let's see what we've got. Maybe this will work. And again, you want all these different layers to kind of peek through. You don't want to totally cover up any layer, because otherwise you've lost the layer. It's like, why'd you put that down if you're going to cover it up? Not that I haven't done that, but I have. Okay, this is like two different pieces. Oh, goodness, I'm sticking to my fingers. Okay, and I should have got some butterflies cut up, and I didn't. Although you can use anything on there. I used the, let's see, who was it? Can't remember who did the clocks, but anyhow, there's quite a few different clocks out there. Just some clock faces. Need one more. There you go. All right, let's see, all of that's good enough. Okay, next thing we want to do is pick out something to put on there for interest. Like one of these paper clock faces works good. This is the smallest one, although you could use butterflies. And when I'm putting something like this on, I kind of like to offset it a bit, a lot of times, or you can put it right in the middle. It just depends on each one of them. I don't know how better to say that, but you know, it's all a matter of taste basically. Let me see what else I can find here. Let me see. If there's anything else that is already cut up. See, that's too big. You don't want to totally cover up your. All right. These right here, I was going to tell you about these. This is some butterflies I had, and I think I had said something about it in a previous video, but I'll go ahead and repeat it in case you missed it. When you print out your butterflies and you want to use it for something like, let's say, your coin protectors, and you want to put the butterfly in there. So you want to see both sides of the butterfly. Well, if you cut out two of these butterflies from the same page, one side is not exactly like the other side. So it's kind of, I mean, you can do it, but it usually is kind of distorts the shape of the butterfly. So what I got an idea to do is to print a mirror image off. Now on your printer, when you look at the preferences, you can find a preference that says to print the mirror image of something. So when you print the mirror image, then you can get an exact duplicate flipped over. This is what I have found works really well. So let's just go ahead and cut out one of these butterflies. Let me see. Hold on a minute. Maybe I already have some cut out because it just takes a while, and I wanted to go ahead and get this done because I got things I got to do. All right, we can just use some of these already pre-done. How about that? That'll work. Okay, this one here is kind of a reddy orange, so I think it might go good there. And then this one is more of it's a little bigger, so there isn't as much fabric on that one, so I'm going to use the bigger one. No, that doesn't look good. Let's use a bigger one down here, like so. So we got a clock face, we got butterflies, and we could use, here's another butterfly. It's already cut out. This one's pretty. That'll go good on that little one. Okay, and then this one. I used a bird over here on this one, but it doesn't show up a whole lot. So, yeah. This one has a bit of blue in it. That one will go good there. And let me see if I've got any others already cut out. I could cut out a little one real quick. Let's see, what color do I want? It has some red in it and browns, kind of dark colors. Okay, that one will work. Or maybe that brown one. No, I don't like that one. Okay, let's just do this one. So these are really quick, like I said, and I really enjoy doing them too. And also, someone had asked me about doing a tutorial, and I may go ahead and do that because I'm going to have to make the tie that goes around my journal when I get to that point. But I have to wait until I get to the point where I can measure the length of the tie. But it's something similar to this idea right here, where I use fabric snippets, or make a fabric snippet, and then we put some, like this would be the band, and then only it would be more solid, and then we would put the ties on the end, and then that's what you tie your journal together with. So I know I'm going to do at least one of those. I've got several journals going right now, so when I do that, I'll come back and do a video showing how I do that, which is not hard, but I know sometimes you just want to see it done. Okay, so I'm just going to put a dab of glue just to hold it in place until I can stitch it. And I'm not going to stitch it because last time I did that, I didn't realize I'd forgotten that I had my camera mounted to my sewing machine table. And I apologize for the movement of the camera. It's one of those things, you know, no matter how hard you try, it seems like you forget something. And it turns out like, whoa, shouldn't have done that one. Okay, so now that is ready for the sewing machine. Now I usually let this dry for a bit before I actually stitch it. Okay, so let's put this over here kind of out of the way so it can dry. Now on these, I need, and I'll show you in a minute, what I do is just take my scissors and clip it apart. It's really easy, and you got some really pretty lacy snippets just in a matter, you saw how quickly I did that. And it wouldn't take but maybe a minute then to sew it all together. So now you have all these wonderful little tabs. Okay, this is what I'm working on. I told you I'd come back and show you. And I may do a video on this if y'all think you want it. I'll wait and see what y'all come up with. How many people decide they want to see how it's done. But we had talked about in the last video, got glue all over my hands. We talked about in the last video using envelopes and what I was going to do with using envelopes. So I'll show you what I came up with. But the reason I did these is because I needed this is a tag I just got through making. And I believe this is Caroline. I can't remember. I'll have to look and let you know if you're interested. But you see this right here, how you can pull the base off, pull it back, and you've got a place then to put your tag on, glue it on. Now this one's a little bit on the long side, so what I would do is go through and pick out something maybe that was a little bit shorter. Let me see what I got here. I think something a little bit, maybe like that. Wait, it's what this little bird looks like. It's small. So I'd pull it apart. That's why you stitch right down the middle. Pull it apart. Now that's perfect right there. The color of the bird picks up that. Okay. Using that one for sure. Normally what I do is just put a little bit of the, I'm off camera I'm sure, put a little bit of the 3-in-1. Oops. Throw it down. Pull it back. Kind of line it up because we don't have no glue on the back. Okay, so gives you time to line it up correctly. Then I flip it over and put the glue on the back side. So now I got a little pattern of where I need to put my glue. So now I usually just leave these plain, but this could also be an opportunity to take a little piece of lace, let's say, and glue it on there so that the back side is pretty. And then let's say I got this big bottle of buttons. They're wooden buttons, but they're very interesting buttons. Walmart, of all places. So see, you could put a little button now. That one's on the thick side. I would probably get a smaller button. Yeah, like that. I do have some antique buttons, but I thought this would be good for filling in because I haven't been able to get out and go shopping. So then what I'd take and do is use my Fabri-Tac again. Put this little bitty piece of lace on here. And I don't stitch the buttons on, I glue them on. And most of the time I will sew, put some thread between there. But it's not necessary. Then I just put a little bit of glue on there for my fingers to quit sticking together. And plop it down on there. There, it's cute on the front, cute on the back. There you go. Okay, now let's talk about what we got going here. This is what I came up with. We had an envelope. Okay. This is the flap of the envelope that you stick down, and this is the envelope itself. And then this is a CD case, but this is CD case, doesn't have a window in it, and it's made out of really heavy cardboard. I got it on Amazon, I believe. They're real sturdy, and they're brown, made out of brown, kind of a craft type material. So we talked about in past videos how I had all of these really pretty paintings from different books, which I showed you in a past video. And I wanted to be able to utilize them. So this is what I came up with. Let me get a Well, for those who hadn't seen it, I'll use this. Okay, so my idea here is, this is the last page I did where I used the old clock faces. And if you want to see that video, I believe it's the one before. And also this is from a half envelope I showed you in the last video. So let's say we were going to sew it in like so. And then when you flipped it, it'd be like that. Okay, so after we get this all stitched in and everything, then this is what I came up with. So this painting had a little poem on the back, but there was 2 white pieces of paper on either side. So that's why I ended up gluing it and doing what I did to it, because of the white piece of paper. But I wanted to save the poem. So I added some paper onto my envelope flap and did all of this collage on here. And then I just merely folded this like 3 times. So we still have a journaling spot here that we can use, and you can still read the poem, and then it just flips up like so, back in place, and I use my little Tim Holtz paper clip there. Okay, so let's say we want to open it up this way. So now we can see, make sure I'm in frame. Now we can see the full painting, see? So you can still enjoy the full painting. Okay, but then we can fold it back up and get it out of the way. Put my little paper clip back in. Okay, and then some of this stuff out of the way. Gosh almighty. Okay, and then we have, I printed out my, on canvas, we're talking about printing on canvas. I printed out my little wren that I had painted and stitched around it and made a pocket out of it. So again, I'm using the little coin protectors, and I used it for a tab for a journaling ticket. I thought it turned out good. And again, there's that double butterfly I was talking about, using the mirror image. So that slides right in there, and you can either slide it in there, leave it sticking out for interest, or you can slide it all the way in. I went ahead and made it a little bit on the shorter side. Okay, then we flip it over, and we have this, I'm gonna move it over because I want to be sure I'm in. So I haven't finished decorating this yet. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it, but I made this. This is Artie Mae's paper, Foxglove, I believe is the name of it. And the reason I was making my little snippet tabs was I needed something for here. But if you will notice, I'm not sure I can put it in, because this is going to be like so, stitched in. And if I put it there, I'm afraid it's going to add too much bulk and will interfere with the book closing like it needs to. So I've decided I'm not going to put it in there. Instead, I just made the little the finger pull out. So that's just printed on parchment, so you can journal on the back. I don't know, I may put some little something on the back, I haven't decided, but that's the way it stands right now. So I have this other little image, which is one of my digitals. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do with this is make a pocket out of it, like so. Because it's black and white, and I think it's pretty cute. I could put it on there and make a pocket there, but I think I want to make the pocket over here. And this little piece right here goes inside of the envelope, which let me do that real quick. This is opened envelope at the top, so that would fit in like so. And you can either stick it all the way in, but I like to leave it out a bit because I like the fluff at the top, such as what's happening here. See what I mean? So you got the fluff at the top, and depending on whether or not, and it's better to put it at the top, I think, because it doesn't interfere with, if you set your book up like so and you have it fanned out, it doesn't interfere with the book setting up if you choose to display it that way. Or it's just not in your way, is my point, I think. So my next thing I believe I'm going to do is, number one, I think I'm going to make this into a pocket. And that way I can put me something in that pocket, which I haven't decided yet exactly what. So I think that's about it. I'm not going to glue that down because everybody knows how to glue down pockets. So that's where I'm at. And just a little quick video to let you know what I did yesterday and how I used the envelope. There's plenty other ways you can do it, but you know. And I hope that my little snippet idea gave you inspiration, and you'll go and give it a try. I think they're just lovely little tabs, and they're so versatile. So there you go. Easy, easy peasy. Okay, this is going to be Barbie signing off. Until next time, I'm going to say bye. Have a lovely day crafting. And remember, a day without crafting just isn't worth it. I mean, it's no day at all. Oh, real quick. This is what I was going to show you the other day, and I couldn't find it. Remember, I lost it? So I covered it. And the video before shows you the process of covering it. And that's a little dried flower I picked out of my yard. Anyhow, that's it. So I'm saying bye for now. No more foolishness. Bye-bye. See you next time.